I'm gonna teach you a little bit about numbers. Here's what I'll be showing you. We'll start here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. That's because that's all that there is. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 7, 8, 9. They say that because the 8 hid the 9. The 9 doesn't exist anymore. You stop at the 8, and then you go back to the beginning because you get looped into this. You get stuck in the 8, which I'll speak about in a moment, and why 7 and 8 even came about and what it's linked to. Why are there two? Why is 8 two circles that I draw of identical sizes? So the 9 is everything, which 9 is 1 and 0. It's a 10 with a line and a circle. So it's the same, it's basically the same meaning. 9 is the completion, which in the end, which is what 9 is the beginning, which is what 10 and 1 is, because 10 is 1. Numbers really only go 1 through 9. So 9 just starts it over at 1 again. It's the same thing. It's also, if you take, we're working with 90. That's why we work with 90-degree angles, because it's the 9. We added a 0 to it, which is an exit. What is that at the 9? Another exit. What is in between? A line. This is the 9 and the 0. This is why we work with 90-degree angles, the L. This is how we split. This is our vision. We split into 2. Our vision is 2 90-degree angles put together on the flat side seamlessly. That's why we see 180 degrees. The 9 gets broken down into a 4 and a 5, because you're 9, but for you to actually experience what we're in, this physical density, we need to reflect and create fractals, which you create a 4 and a 5. You're the 5 working with the 4s. The force, the forces. Use the force. Because you're the 5, or the fire. You have the burning power to do whatever you desire. You are the V. The 5 is the V, which I'll get to in a moment with the Roman numerals. 4, force, that's why 4 horsemen, there's 4 suits in the tarot or deck of cards. There's 4 seasons, 4 elements. There's a lot of things with 4. That's how a building is. That's what a building is. It's 4. There's 4 sides to it. You take 2 90-degree angles and you get a building. So instead of opening our vision to 180 degrees, we've actually closed our vision off to a diamond and a square and a box. That's how we got a box. But what you take 90 plus 90, or 9 plus 9 equals 18, is 9, because whenever you take 9, whatever it's adding to is what it is. 9 is always going to equal what the other number is, which in this case is 9. So 9 plus 9 is going to equal 9. Say 4 plus 9 would equal 4. 5 plus 9 equals 5. Whatever number, it would equal to that number. Because 9 is everything. 9, that's why. So the 7 and the 8 came about because people tried to figure out what was happening in between the 6 and the 9. The 6 is the seed uncurling, or the snake uncurling and rising, the sea rising. It's the energy beginning to reflect up off of the exit, which is a mirror. So something is coming out of this exit. Then we have the 9, which is the completion of this. Because if we took this and this and put them together, you'd get a tube. It'd be something like this, but the other way. It'd be a line here and then a cylinder on the bottom. Exit, exit. We're in the middle. It's 69. That's why it's the balance. That's where you want to be, and you're in the middle. You're the dot in the middle. But people who know what the middle is, or how to represent the middle, because that's what we represent. We represent this. We don't refer to ourselves as a 7 or an 8, because we're the 9 and we're the 1 and the 2 and 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6. We are the 7 and the 8 because that fits in between here, but we don't reveal who we are because we are in a cloak. We're in the exit hole, which no one knows where that goes. So because of these scientists and religious agencies trying to figure out how you get from 6 to 9, how you actually create in this environment, because 9 is the fruit on the tree. You can actually go and experience what it is then, because it is completed. You've completed the thought. So the 8 takes over the 9, and you can never be in completion. You're in 8. You're in 2 circles. You're in 2 holes. There is no in-between for you, which is where we are. We've taken this tube, and we've touched the 2 ends together, or the tube that the 6 and the 9 would make, and we put the ends together to get an 8, and there's nowhere in between. There's nowhere for us to be. An 8 gets you stuck in a loop, and it sends you back to 1, and you do it all over again, because as long as you're trying to figure out what death is, what it is, what nothing is, what all of these seemingly negative emotions come from, you're going to be stuck in the 8. It's fine, eh? You're going to be stuck in the 8 of infinity. This is going to be in here for you, and you're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9. No. You're not getting 9. You're going back to 1. 6, 7, 8, 9. No. 1. And you keep going in that loop. That is a cyclical loop that people get stuck in, the time loop. You are in the same time. You haven't completed the time tube for you to transport somewhere else. 69. Where do you want to go? Because if you operate from the center, you can go anywhere. You can go in any direction. Which the 5 is truly in the middle when you take 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. This is why the moon exists too. This is why we can see the moon. Because people are trying to figure out what death is. So now they're looking at it in its face. They're looking at what death is, which is the moon. It's degrading. It's decaying. So, and that's not even what it is. That's how it's being referenced. That's how we can see it in this life. It has to be something that takes life. So it's decaying. Because the exit, there's no life. It's a void. There's void of life, void of existence. But if we would just let death be, why do we need to worry about it? We don't. Overstand it, understand it, and know that it's where you go all the time. It's where you come from all the time. You go in and out the exit all the time. And just allow it to happen. This is how you manifest reality. You have to forget about the 7 and the 8. You have to forget about the moon. Pay attention to the sun. Pay attention to you. Don't worry about the moon, because that's pulling energy away. go for the systems that are giving energy, because that's where we are. The only reason we have systems that are taking energy out is because people are wondering how the hell this system got here giving us energy. It got here from